So today, lads, we're going to be talking about the new look Indiana Fever and how good I think this team is. And if you guys think they have a shot of winning the WNBA Championship next year, not being favorite trained, just have a chance of winning, subscribe. We're trying to hit, honestly, we were trying to hit 41,850 by the end of the day. If we can hit 41,900 by the end of the day, that would be absolutely ridiculous. Goal was 42k by the end of the month. It's now our goal by the end of the weekend somehow. But yeah, we got to talk about the new look Fever. And this team is not complete, by the way. This team is far from complete. There is one big free agent signing they're going to make. They've got 170k left. They're almost certainly going to be making that trade. I would be shocked if they're making a big signing. I'd be shocked if they leave the salary or make an iffy signing. I think they're either going to leave the salary and wait to get somebody after Eurobasket, or they're going to go all out. One of the two. They're either going into the season with cap space to go in post Eurobasket and sign that one free agent, or they're making a splash now. So that either of those, I'm cool. I'm absolutely cool with them doing either. Honestly, I am. But I'll say this: the new look Fever, in my opinion, are, with no changes, the third best team in the WNBA. That is my opinion. So, when we talk about the teams, we got to look at the teams in their totality. If we're talking about genuinely, like, if we're talking about, like, the Aces, do I think the Aces are better than the Fever? No. Do I think between both of them, the best player on the floor is A'ja Wilson? Maybe. Like that's a debate. I think, like, the gap between Caitlin and A'ja is that much. I think on any given day, A'ja can outplay Caitlin. And I think 3 of the 4 times last year they played, A'ja outplayed Caitlin. One of them, like, Caitlin nearly dragged them back by herself in the 4th game. She was super towards the end. It just didn't work out. But 3 out of 4 games, yeah. I'm not going to even count the 2 at the start of the season because, like, look, Fever weren't the Fever. Caitlin wasn't Caitlin. But in one of them, A'ja and Caitlin both stunk. And the other one, I thought Caitlin was pretty damn good. But to be fair, A'ja was good in that game too. Either way, look, on any given game, one of those can be the best player on the floor. Who is better then? Jewel Lloyd versus Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell by so much. Who is better? Caitlin Clark or Chelsea Gray? I'm just going to put Caitlin Clark and A'ja as they're not matching up, but the two of them, because obviously they both win their individual matchups by a country mile. But then who is better of their 2 matchups? Who is closer to, is Natasha Howard closer to A'ja Wilson than Gray is to Caitlin Clark? I think that's really close. Maybe. I'm going to call that even. Aaliyah Boston versus whoever they get at center. Let's just say, for argument's sake, I know they're looking for Parker Tyus, but I don't think they can afford Parker Tyus because they're paying out 4 max contracts. They're paying out over, I think it's $900k for 4 players. Like, they just can't afford to pay Parker Tyus realistically what she's going to be looking for. So let's say Aaliyah Boston versus, let's just say, Kia Stokes, for argument's sake. Aaliyah Boston's way better than Kia Stokes. And then you look at the other position where, in fairness, Lexi Hull / Sophie Cunningham are way worse than Jackie Young. Starting 5, I'm giving the slight advantage to the Fever. I'm giving the tiniest advantage to the Fever. But, bench. Grace Berger versus Sydney Colson. Close. Giving it to Grace. Alicia Clark versus Sophie Cunningham. Close. Giving it to Sophie Cunningham. Meg Gustafson versus Damaris Dantas. With the way Dantas is playing in Turkey, I'm giving it to Dantas, but close. So you're looking at that and you're like, okay, yeah, it's kind of even. Katie Lou Samuelson versus whoever the Aces are going to get in their bench. Close. And whoever the Aces get with the 13th pick. Liz Kitley is there on the Aces bench, I guess. I'm giving the advantage to the Fever today, and the Fever have more cap room to play with for an extra free agent. That's just the truth. The Fever can pay an extra free agent more. And I also think that Caitlin's going to improve throughout the year. I think Aaliyah is going to continue to get better. I think we're going to see Kelsey Mitchell start to fit. And then coaching-wise, I like Becky Hammond as a coach. I think coaching-wise, I'm going even as well. I'm actually going very even. I'm giving the Fever the advantage based on youth, speed, and if Aja Wilson goes down... Actually, no, she's not. Let's just say they're two Iron women. They're not going to go down. Even healthy. I'm still giving the advantage to Indiana because I think Indiana are going to progressively get better throughout the season. I think the Aces got worse. The Fever got way better. And then it'll be fun to see how much better Caitlin Clark gets coming into year 2. Versus the Mercury. Assuming DeWanna Bonner goes to the Mercury do not have a point guard and cannot afford a point guard. Like, they are going to have to get so creative. Alyssa Thomas is going to start center and play the 1. That's literally what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to start Alyssa Thomas center. And Nate Tibbetts is the most unorthodox coach ever. So he'll do mad stuff. And at least they have Kalani Brown for height now. But they literally don't have a point guard. Celeste Taylor is their closest thing to a point guard. There's no way they're starting Celeste Taylor. Like, Alyssa Thomas is going to have to play center. Because they do not, like, that roster, if the Wanda Bonner comes, is one of the most top-heavy rosters I've ever seen. They have got Satu on 250k. They've got Kakopper on 250k. And they've got Alyssa Thomas on 250k. They're paying 750k for 3 players. For 3 players. That's half of their salary cap is gone on 3 players. Like, they had to get off everything else. They have to pray. And I mean this. They're going to have to pray that they can find a gem in a buyout market or something. Like, someone that's been cut, sign some hardship contracts or something. But they need to get super, super lucky. And again, their depth is gone. They had no depth last year. Let's be real. Natasha Mack is their best bench player right now. They have almost nothing. They don't even have Herbert Harrigan anymore. Like, they literally are just giving away every bit of depth. So the 2 of them, for me, I think I'm taking Fever over both of them. And Satu's also injury prone. If Satu's healthy for the year, things change then. And then the Storm, just not going to be there. They ended last season badly. They got no shooting. Like, literally, Diggins is the only player on the team that can shoot. Like, Horston can't shoot, Gabby Williams, and then obviously the like, 2 bigs can't shoot for them either. Then lower than that, no one stands a chance. No one. Like, for me, that's what a new look Fever look. And if you are the 3rd best team, you always have a chance. I mean that. We saw it with the Sun. The Sun were clearly a 3rd best team last year. They still were there or thereabouts. And you see it a lot that, like, you can, if you're the 3rd or 4th best team, any team that makes it to the semifinals in a best of 5 system can get to the finals. You can get lucky. You can get lucky and play 2 really good games and just fluke a 2-0 lead, and they fight, claw their way back, and they lose all their energy by game 5. That's something a team can do. It's hard to do it in best of 3, but it can be done. And then in best of 7 in the finals, best team wins, and I don't see how the Fever can match up to the Mercury. I just don't. So I wouldn't put the Indiana Fever as, like, in my favorites category, but, like, there are scenarios where, let's say, the Indiana Fever mess about and come... Let's just say there's a situation where the Indiana Fever face the Mercury in the playoff semis. The Mercury end up in the best regular season. Indiana are 4th and they face off each other in the semis. Or they're 2nd and 3rd, or one of the Lynx or the Liberty has a bad regular season. And then suddenly, like, you play one of them in the finals and you just never know. The Lynx going back there have the advantage, or maybe they get a bit nervous because they think they should be winning this one. Like, there's a lot of really interesting situations, but they're there. Like, if you're in the final, you can win. And I think that's where they're going to be. The semifinals. Jesus, not the finals. The semifinals and top 4 seed in the regular season. I think they have a better regular season record than the Aces. I would be shocked if the Aces have a better regular season record than them. I don't think the Aces have the depth. I don't think the Aces have the youth. I don't think the Aces care enough to have a really good record again. And depending on who the Fever bring in for that last roster spot with the remaining 170k, I think if they bring in nobody and use the 19th pick, I wouldn't even be that annoyed. Like, I wouldn't even be honestly that annoyed, because if they use the 19th pick, then all of a sudden you're going to be seeing what they've done. If they use the 19th pick, they have 100k in cap space, and they are waiting for someone to come back from Eurobasket. They are waiting to get someone for the second half of the season, like Gabby Williams, that they used Gabby Williams post-Olympic break. After the end of the season, or say after Eurobasket, there's going to be a player brought in if Indiana used the 19th pick. And still, they could use the 19th pick and cut Saxon. Like, Saxon doesn't have guaranteed money. Only Christy Wallace has guaranteed money. And you never know, they might cut Grace Berger, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.